Tell us how you really feel. Oh, no.
From deep behind the enemy lines of FEMA Region 3, you're listening to the Powder Monkey Podcast on PirateInfoWars.com.
Episode 47 of the Powder Monkey Podcast. The title of this episode is Epiphany. And so the reason that the episode is titled such is that I recently got a chance to watch VivaFrei's Ask Me Anything on YouTube. I happened across it. And so I caught the better part of maybe 3/4 of it, and then it was such a powerful video that I thought what I would do is put some commentary, just a little bit of commentary to this Ask Me Anything. Great episode. Viva actually took one of my, in his super chat, he actually ended up taking just a random question from me. And so the question I asked was, basically, what was the moment that can you describe the moment that you realized that Canada was going under tyranny? And that's in the video. But the epiphany, to see someone like VivaFrei, self-described Montreal litigator turned YouTuber, to see someone like him see that it's tangible. The tyranny is actually, you can reach out and touch it. And the jackbooted thuggery is actually here. So I thought it was important to listen to some of his to some of his commentary in the AMA. What I did was took the liberty of narrowing his commentary down to just probably about 45 minutes. So I hope you watch it all the way through. It's very important that people like VivaFrei are vocal. The man went from just general law advice and commentary on YouTube to now being quarantined in his home, and he admits there is a tyranny afoot. So, like I said, I'm going to add just a few things. I really just want I broke it down into several segments that I thought were the highlights of that Ask Me Anything, and I hope you enjoy. So, without further ado, VivaFrei.
You have to keep it respectful because you don't want anybody also weaponizing your passion and then claiming that you threatened them. You don't want people weaponizing your discourse, hyperbolic as it may be, and saying that's a threat. And you don't want people deliberately misrepresenting so they can wrongfully silence. Yeah, Delta Omicron. So I tweeted this out, people, because Delta Omicron literally is an anagram letter for letter for media control. And then people start saying, oh, Viva, don't get all conspiracy. It's like, dude, you don't have to believe that was done on purpose to find that to be an incredible coincidence. That being said, part of me does wonder, the aggregate knowledge of the internet will find this stuff out. But I do wonder if people knew beforehand and say, that'll be a good laugh when they find it out anyhow. Because I guarantee you, it would be harder to get some acronyms if they had gone with XI as the next variant. You'd have, what was it? Media control was Omicron. Oh, Delta Omicron. If you had Delta XI, your anagram options are much less. Delta Nu, you might have had some good ones, but still fewer letters, fewer options. But the fact that Delta Omicron literally spells media control is freaking hilarious. And anyone who says don't go down that rabbit hole as a conspiracy theorist, you must believe in conspiracy theories, because to make that jump and say ignore this coincidence is a leap in and of itself. You cannot ignore that coincidence. It's hilarious. Those who make peaceful, I'm not going to read it because this could be considered. I don't think JFK said it. But fact check me, people. I think it was, I want to say, a European philosopher or a European author. Can you discuss the moment when you realized that CA was going under tyranny? Am I blurry, or is it just okay? The moment, there was no clear moment. I think it was when I read the Quarantine Act and did the vlog on that. I think it was when I saw the order in council that Trudeau passed under the dead of night in the heat of the pandemic to ban certain types of firearms, and his wanton exploitation of this pandemic to distract from his multiple scandals, and proroguing Parliament, canceling Parliament to shut down the investigative committees into the We Charity scandal. That's when I got my idea. That's when I started really thinking, holy crap, we lost control of our country a long time ago because these laws have always been there. But now we're really feeling the what happens when you lose your sensitivity to doing it so brazenly. Yeah, okay. We got one here. Big Pete, you do look big, actually. Nice pectoral muscles and good lats. That's, yeah. Hang in there, Viva. I feel for you. Come to New York. I got your back. You can do Viva on the streets. I was in New York when I drove through to go to Tim Pool, and I was going to do a Viva on the street, but I'm neurotic, and I was scared of New York back in the good old days. I'm scared of New York now, man. I was scared showing up there at 7 o'clock at night.
Ken, good morning. And amid all that chaos last night, there was actually a shooting at 12:30 in the morning, right around the corner from where we're standing at Crosby and Spring Streets. A man in his 20s shot in the torso. And check out some of the destruction left behind. You see this police car right here that was torched amid those protests. We're standing outside the Bloomingdale's on Broadway right now. We also have some new video that we can show you from overnight of vandals in action. Rioters smashed windows all along Broadway, Spring and West Broadway. High-end stores like Gucci, Versace, Tory Burch broken into and looted. Police believe the destruction is a result of organized anarchists infiltrating peaceful protests, finding areas where police are not present, and causing chaos. We did see some protesters try to confront the vandals. One man even discharged a fire extinguisher, obviously to no avail.
But thank you, Big Pete. Okay, let me see here. I'm going to try to get to some chats that are not. Ooh. Oh, there's a kitty. You can come and say hi. Complying as we did with the mandates simply led to loss of freedoms. Sir, our hair is getting to be roughly the same. Here, stand your chin up a little bit so we can see here. Boom, shakalaka. That's my boy. High five. Booyah. We have not caught a fish yet. Oh, the worms are in the car. I'll get him afterwards. Haven't caught a fish. I have an ice fishing video ready to edit, but it's not an ice fishing video. If I don't catch a fish, we got worms. but I still haven't caught a fish. Okay, let me see what we got here. Can you discuss the moment? No, that's what I already got there. Okay. Can't discuss tyranny and ixnay on the ironite in front of the Ildrenche. I'm joking. We talk about tyranny all the time. We talk about a government. I talk about what lesson my kids are going to grow up having learned. And I hope they're going to have learned the right ones. Look for the purple P avatar so that I can... Okay. Let me see here. Purple P avatar. I don't want to ignore... Yeah. Oh, by the way, we can't use shiners anymore because this is when I realized we lived in a police state. They banned live minnows for ice fishing in winter because of the fears of invasive species and the Asian carp. So now you can only use frozen minnows, but good luck finding those because you can't really even grow your own minnows. I think for fear of them, making it into the water. Viva, don't give up. What about your locals meetup in Vegas 2022? Imagine what ideas we could share to change the world. Be amazing. It'd be amazing. Anyways, if I my dream to do a cross country US road trip, go back on Timcast.
The Powder Monkey Podcast.
Go to Joe Rogan, go to Dave Rubin, do the tour, drive across the country, see the beautiful country of America and meet the beautiful people of America. Is that a real background? Yes, my mother-in-law's studio. Okay, so let's see. We're looking for second attempt. You're a modern-day Bernhard Weiss, who attempted to use law to fight extremism in pre-war Germany. Eventually, he fled to the UK. History doesn't rhyme, but it tends to repeat. It's a legit question. When is the government going to say that even speaking about the things that I speak about, not only can it not be monetized under the new Canadian government-regulated interwebs, but it's subversive discourse. Can't criticize the government too much because you are basically undermining trust in the government, and you become an enemy of the government, a la V for Vendetta. I mean, these are seriously real questions. Thank you, everybody. Well, we'll see. It might be prophetic, that super chat. Best wishes to you and everyone in the new year. I am optimistic we can end this insanity and tyranny across our countries.
My toe.
Don't kick things and it won't hurt. Love the show. Keep doing what you do. Thank you very much. Midwestern Days. Now, No, go. Help Mom with dinner and I'll be there in a second. What did we say here? E is one of my favorite folks. Oh, well, you should see him when he's not in a good mood. Okay, here we go. How do you get over the rage? They made my 8-year-old grandmother suffer for a year. This might actually, I try not to cry, but this gets me enraged to the point of tears. Suffer for a year, scared and alone despite having natural immunity and being double jabbed. I never got to say goodbye. And I was just talking about this with someone the other day. My grandmother-in-law was in a not nursing home, a long-term healthcare facility. 75% of the people there got COVID, and a lot died. It rampaged through the facility, and my grandmother-in-law was effectively kept in isolation for the last 9 months of her life, and she passed away not from COVID. I'm convinced from loneliness, and all that she ever wanted. I called her chubby cheek because she had these beautiful chubby cheeks, and they were so soft. Like I you know what? Black pilled. Okay, you go the other one. I want to talk about something I can't. Go give this to Mom. Here, and take your glass.
No,
okay, fine. Leave it here. Thank you. Go. American Beauty. The one I can't even look back at these movies now because Hollywood has ruined my ability to appreciate these movies that I once loved. But the line from American Beauty where Kevin Spacey, now that name is associated with everything else, Ghislaine Maxwell, yada yada, where he said, his grandmother's skin was thin like paper. My grandma Edna had these cheeks. They were soft as paper, and they were robust cheeks. And she had something of a shake in her last years. And so when she shook, her cheeks sort of gyrated as well, but she smelt good, and she was soft to kiss. And we just get one more super chat here. And she spent the last 9 months of her life in total isolation, and we got to see her after the lockdown ended. And all she wanted to do was hug people. And they had her wrapped in a plastic sheet with a freaking visor on her head. And she just wanted to hug. And we said we couldn't. And she said, and she was shaking and shit. And then she passed away couple months later, because all she ever wanted to do was live the last bit of her life. And I talk to people now who have sacrificed 2 years of the remaining portion of their life, and they have much fewer years than I do, statistically speaking. And they say, we just want to be safe. Well, safe and alone, and safe and isolated. It's an interesting form of safe. Do you have a backup plan if politicians institute common sense canoe control? I don't know what that means. I'm not getting too much into it. That's grift versus graft. Yes, we lit it. Graft in Brit talk actually means hard work. And I don't know if the two terms were actually ever originally intertwined. Viva, we in Montreal need you to run for the Bloc Québécois off island. That's guaranteed to get you elected next time around. And I said this before, PPC may never win, so it's the only way. When I was stupid enough to think I could ever win the election, I did have the pang of fear the night before. What if I do win? And I'm going to be a stupid, useless wheel, a noisy wheel, but a useless wheel in a useless machine of government. And what good then? I'll be doing what Pierre Poilievre does, giving great cross examinations of these pathological liar politicians and their employees who refuse to answer straightforward questions in a way that you would be held in contempt of court if you ever answered the questions the way that I don't know who. It's on Twitter. Pierre Poilievre, I think it was a lawyer for the Trudeau government, asking about how many people out of the country have gotten the COVID benefits, and the effing guy refused to answer the question in a manner that could only be described as maliciously psychopathic, pathological, dishonest. It was a joke. It was a joke the way he systematically refused to answer the question and went to talking points that were not the object of the question. You do that in court, you end up in contempt. Without a question, he would have been held in contempt of court in court. But no, and I want to be a wheel in that machine. I think I'm doing better here. I think I'm doing more here. I think I'm having more of an impact here. Rambling away in my mother-in-law studio. Yeah, 80,000 deaths in the UK because of lockdown in 2020. You look up excess deaths because all numbers aside, excess deaths are the relevant ones. And then you see the excess deaths attributed to, and you see the excess deaths not attributed to, and you make some pretty decent assessments. When you have a myopic vision of the world and all you're trying to do is prevent one type of death, you can cause as many as you want that are unable to be determined in other fields. But so long as you have that one metric of success, you're not a murderer, you're a hero. Okay, the KB. Oh, I missed the purple P avatar. Okay, and Noah, another member. Welcome. Okay, let me see. Scott, sorry. You must be a doctor based on that. If I'm juicing anything based on that image, your avatar, you might be a doctor. Chubby cheek, Grandma Edna. The people think I had a theory. The olfactory sense, the sense of smell, is the most important sense, and it's the most what's the word? Distinctive. It's the one that triggers immediate memories, and I can think of a few. Here's a little anecdote. Nobody asked. I would have answered this if anyone had asked. When I used to go to sleepaway camp, first of all, I used to wear women's secret. It came in the blue bottle. It had the roll top.
How about we just keep that a secret?
And it was an antiperspirant. And I used to wear it as a kid because I liked the way it smelled. But when I would and my mother wore it. So it reminded me of my mother. And my mother's still alive, everybody. Don't think anything bad. My mother also I used to play with my mother's, the underside of her arm. In fact, I would still do it if we saw each other often enough. But so my mother used to wear secret. I used to wear secret antiperspirant until I determined that antiperspirant is bad for you, and I only wear deodorant now. But when I would go to sleepaway camp, I would rub my sheets with secret and then not wash them, and then I would smell my mother while I was at sleepaway camp. And I was 18 years old when I did this. So fun fact, that's a joke. I was 12 to 14 or 11 to 14. So that's just one random stuff while we're, talking about stupid stuff on New Year's Eve. Will we get more classic NES gaming in 2022? Well, I'm still looking for the actual original cartridge for Bomberman for the original NES. I need it. I want it. I'll find it. and I'll play it. Contra, I have achieved perfection in Contra. I finished without losing a man. Perfection. Super Mario 3, I finished so many times now. I know the game off by heart. I want to find a secret that I don't know about in Super Mario 3. If anybody thinks you have a secret in Super Mario 3 that I don't know about, please tell me. David, thank you for refusing to accept the way things have become and speaking out against it's freaking freefall tyranny. Blessings to you and yours, and Happy New Year. Thank you very much. I'm going to tell you, I was extremely angry. I was extremely depressed and angry today, which is, not the best time to read internet comments. But I've been extremely angry since last night because people should be, I can't say up in arms because that can be misconstrued. People should be protesting and vocally opposing this crap. There shouldn't be one person who isn't, but people aren't, and there are too many people who are saying, can't overwhelm the healthcare system. Hey, what do you do when the government screws up? Take the rights of the citizens away. There should be more people doing this, and they're not, and it's depressing. So I had been. This might make me feel better. We'll see if I'm in a better mood afterwards, but. Okay, now hold on. I'm gonna lose the super chats here. I see a lot, and now I've missed a few. I know. Google event 201. Dear God, with that's the anonymous avatar, isn't it? All right. I'm not sure I'm going to it. Would be interesting to see you read the real Anthony Fauci. It's. Oh, dude, I have credits on I have credits on my what's the word there? The Audible book thingy thing. It's called Audible. I'm an idiot. I have credits on Audible, so I'm going to do it. Yeah, I mean, and I know of it. I've gotten the overview. Everybody should read it. Okay, so hold on one second. Oh, there we go. That's what I was looking for. This one, Ray K from Canada. What's up, Rory? You can call me Ray, and you can call me Jay. Happy New Year to you and all. May 2022 be the year to stand up, not stand down. Number one goal for the stream should be Jordan Peterson. I wonder if if I'm too much of a liability for Jordan Peterson. I would have him on in a heartbeat. I mean, we did a stream with Michaela. It was fantastic, and they're amazing people. And one thing I said today during the stream that some people seem to have misunderstood when we were talking about forget getting into it. When I said that people held Jordan Peterson's addiction against him, I wasn't saying that they did it rightfully. I think people were doing it wrongly, but I was just saying how people who want to discredit people then go pick on foibles, which, but for the grace of God, could afflict anybody. And when people go and, try to exploit other people's bad decisions or shame them for them or humiliate them for them, but for the grace of God, except for things that demonstrate an overt lack of respect for other fellow humans, people are frail, people are fragile, people succumb to their own weaknesses sometimes, and sometimes it's, But I said people were holding that against him in an intellectually dishonest way to discredit his otherwise good advice. That was my point. So no one should misunderstand that. Chemical formula for Vivianite. Oh, by the way, my last name, Freiheit. Oh, my entire name, David Freiheit, literally is an acronym for Did It Have Fire, which I thought was funny as well. Definitely not a conspiracy theory because I don't think my parents thought that when they named me. But did it have fire, or it did have fire? I don't know what it means. I just thought it was somewhat poetic. Happy New Year from Ontario. All the best to everyone. Q-Fragger, thank you very much. I got family in Ontario, but hey, I love even Ontario's not on the lockdown that Quebec is. It's amazing. The strain in Quebec, it has to be the virus. It can't be the government, unless the government is the virus. Maybe. Viva. How do you feel about sending C-19 positive healthcare workers back to work? Well, so here's the deal with that. Asymptomatic. How do I feel about it? It is mutually incompatible with the emergency alert. Message du gouvernement de Québec. This is in real time, people. Hold on, let me just make sure that nobody's going to see anything bad there. Not bad, but someone else. Here we go. Let me just get this in focus. Oh, you son of a gun. Come on. Here we go. They're using the emergency system. There you go. Emergency alert, message du gouvernement de Québec. Un couvre-feu entrera en vigueur à compter de ce soir pour tout le Québec. Interdiction de se trouver à l'extérieur de sa résidence ou de son terrain entre 10h et 5h. Surveillance policière accrue. Pour plus d'informations, visitez le site web. Message from the I'm shaking. I'm enraged. Message from... I'm sorry. I'm getting this, and we're going to read this in real time, people. And we're going to get back to this question. Message from the government of Quebec. A curfew will be in effect as of tonight for all of Quebec. It is forbidden. I'm just going to read it, people. It is forbidden to be outside your home or property between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. Increased police surveillance. For more information, visit, and I can't draw any analogies between historical events and this. Because this, hey, this is not as bad as that. Therefore, you cannot dare say that the government abusing of the emergency alert system to tell you that you can't leave your house or your property is not fascism or dictatorship or whatever you want to call it. Okay, I forgot what the first part of that sentence was. So you've seen it in real time, people. Un-effing believable. And they abuse of that system now. Whenever there's an Amber Alert, I'm going to think it's the government being a moron. And they've diluted the meaning of actual emergency alerts to tell me that we can't leave our property. And imagine we're fortunate. I'm fortunate. I can go get fresh air. A person living in a 1.5 apartment. Okay. How do I feel about this C-19 positive healthcare? It is mutually incompatible with previous policies of vaccine passports and firing unvaccinated workers. Because if the issue is carrying COVID or potentially carrying COVID, well, then that should be the issue. But if you want to say we're going to block COVID negative people because they're not vaccinated, but we're going to allow people who've tested positive, even if they are vaccinated, congratulations. I'm not saying you, sirs, I'm saying the government, you're an idiot. And how do I feel about asymptomatic people who test positive going back to work? I think that's what you do in a time of actual crisis, because the asymptomatic transmission, from what people smarter than me say, very uncommon. Someone can test positive, even if they're no longer contagious, even if they had it 3 weeks ago, even if they are long past. So the testing positive, if you're in a state of emergency where you really need the manpower, is not the issue. It's the symptoms. And if you are, clean as a whistle, you keep testing positive because you had it a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Well, that, if you need the manpower, that's what you do. Unbelievable. Event 201. I'm not going to read it, but everyone can read it. Oh, can you imagine what you just witnessed it in real time, people? Let's see anybody justify that as legit government and not absolute over-the-top tyranny. Well, I'm lucky. I have a dog. I can leave the house, so I shouldn't complain. Be grateful. I'd like to show my gratitude for having a dog that I can circumvent these idiotic government policies. Wrong. I will scream at the top of my lungs, but I may not parade in the street naked and get arrested because that might not achieve anything. I hear a door is opening. Oh, okay, never mind. It's my... Okay, watch Joe Rogan. Okay, do it. Yep, do it, people. Okay, let me just go here. Okay, no, I can't. I'm not going to read that, but I brought it up. Okay, just because wrote multiple things, but nothing conveys it. Honestly, getting tired of knowing, which feels like part of the plan. That was one of my sentiments today. Also, I would love to go back to blissful ignorance. I'm actually quite impressed as to how long I've been able to go without being summoned or called in for dinner. Your breath smells. Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you in front of everybody. Okay, there you go. So let's see what we got here. We got, and by the way, don't judge me, but when the dog nibbles my earlobe, I don't interrupt him. Viva, speaking of Alberta, would you have a whistle stop owners on you? 1,000%. 1,000%. I think I don't encourage people to do bad, to break the law. I don't want to say bad things. I don't encourage people to break the law, but the people who have made that sacrifice, I want to hear what motivates them, what keeps them going, what they're afraid of and what they're not afraid of. Because, the whistle stop. Oh, the whistle stop. Hold on a second. No, the whistle stop was defying lockdown orders. I'm thinking of the Buena Historia, which was in British Columbia, which was the misgendering of an employee who got smashed by the Human Rights Tribunal. The reality, I would have virtually anybody on my channel who is willing to have honest dialogue that has not done something that I think is, absolutely morally shocking and reprehensible. I mean, I'd have Jussie Smollett on, although I think what he did is morally shocking and reprehensible. But I would have the discussion because I would love to. I'd love to get him to confess. I could be the one. I would massage that confession out of Jussie Smollett because I'm capable of doing it. Because we all know the truth. But I would have Jussie Smollett on. I'm not sure I would have O.J. Simpson on type things, but I think maybe would because there are some smarter people than me who think O.J.'s innocent. I'm trying to think of someone who I would not have on. I can think of a few, but I won't say names because I'm not trying to put people on blast. I'm just thinking of how cranky I was when I went to bed last night. We may not be beyond hope, but we are certainly at a point where some mistakes, misjudgment, and unforeseen event can push us over the precipice, which is why Theophrastus, and I think we're on something of the same intellectual wavelength, which is why I do not tell people, and I do not encourage people, and I try to deter people from breaking the law, because that is part of the game. That's part of the pendulum. And there sincerely is a part of me that gets the feeling that this is pushing people. They're trying to push people to the point of breaking one way or the other, breaking the will or breaking the response. And if they get someone to break the response the way they want, they then get to say, Marshall, look at the rabble. By the way, I forget the stream was where I could not remember the word rabble. They want people to respond in a way that then allows them to have even more of an authoritarian crackdown. That's why violence, that's why, the bad type of breaking the law protest is bad, because A, it's bad, and B, it's counterproductive above all else. And, okay, so exactly. But that is, it's V for Vendetta. You can watch these movies not as documentaries, but as cautionary tales. They want someone to do something that crosses the line so they can then say, well, look what we have to do now for your own safety. Go. I'll be there in 2 minutes. A real legit. Hey, Siri, timer 2 minutes. Okay.
2 minutes, starting now.
When the dog barks, people, I definitely have to go. Happy New Year. If you can celebrate it in freedom, celebrate it in freedom. If you are celebrating it under our current conditions, remember these. Remember what it smells like. Remember what it feels like. Remember what it sounds like. And remember spiritually the impact it has. Because when we are 80 years old telling our grandkids this story, our great-grandkids this story, we will be the last living relic of this time of insanity, where we will be telling the stories to people who cannot possibly imagine, in as much as we cannot imagine what it felt like to live through the Great Depression, what it felt like to live through other historical periods of insanity. We will be the people telling our kids and our grandkids and our great-grandkids this era of humanity. And if you have kids and you have grandkids, make sure they're learning the right lessons and that they're learning the right moral of this story. Because the right moral of this story is not that the government is our father, our parent, our mother, our brother, or the government is not there to take care of us. We are there to take care of ourselves. Parents are there to take care of their kids, and family is there to take care of their family. The government is not a self-appointed member of my family. And if we draw nothing from this era of absolute madness, we draw the right lessons, that our kids growing up understanding that freedom suppressed is not freedom, and that what we've lost now temporarily cannot become permanent, and that they should not look at this as any new normal going forward in any period of time. And we will one day revert to a period of sanity and maybe even swing back to a period that overcompensates for that which they have violated over the last 2 years. That I think I did good. I think I did good there. Okay. Did it bark yet? No, 3 seconds. People, that is the cue to go. Do not fret if you saw me angry today. I have been very angry and I've been very depressed. Tomorrow is not just another day. Two dogs are barking. It's the literal other day. And if I can make it to the protest in Montreal, I have a good mind to do it. And if I can't, it has been 2 minutes. Happy New Year's from Scotland. Let me see how many of these I can read. The other night, you said, don't ask me which day it is. I can identify sad, but I realized I'm alone, yet not alone, and I still have Yeshua. Dragon Slayer, I only know what day it is now because I saw it. Rakeda Law in the house. Happy New Year, Viva. Sorry you are locked down by politics. Stay strong. Rakeda, thank you for being here. Thank you for tuning in. I don't know how long you've seen this for, but yeah, I'm going to go celebrate New Year's. I'm going to walk the dog, and I might break the law. I might go ice fishing beyond my property after 10 o'clock tonight. And if I might do something else even more amazing. Okay, I'm really pushing the luck now. Canada actually culturally appropriated Canada appropriated Amber Alerts and then violated their sanctity by using them to remind us that we're under tyrannical lockdown. And they're not conspiracy theories. They're mandatory. Dustin, thank you very much. Nice to see you again. Carry on. I say carry on. Fight on. I think that's what you sometimes say. Not only has it been 2 minutes, it's been well more than 2 minutes, and I pushed my luck. I've got one dog scratching my leg, kid nudging me. All right, people, I might do something of a fun video tonight. Outside, we'll see. Smash the like button. People, I'm not good at following my own advice. Deep breaths and faith, not in the plan, but just faith that over time, truth prevails. So with that said, people, Happy New Year for those who are going to celebrate it. Come here. Get over here. Let's get this thing in. You want to get in here?
Yeah.
Get in. Happy New Year to those who have already celebrated. We're going to see if these kids make it. What do you think the chance is of you making it to New Year's tonight? Okay, well, that yeah, I can't be better than that. His breath smells funny, eh? Okay, people, that will be it for the evening. Happy New Year. All the best. Happiness and health. There's nothing more important.
And so there it is. So now my question to you is, where were you when you realized that your beloved homeland was going under tyranny? For God, country, truth, justice, and the Republic, keep her dry, boys. See you next episode. That's you.
Purple shrines on our head. Phenobarbital makes us dead. To heaven's gate we will go. So climb aboard
For God, for country, for truth, for justice, for the Republic. You're listening to the Powder Monkey Podcast on PirateInfoWars.com.
The comet's coming, it's getting near. Our conscience numbing, we have no fear. I called my friends up and they're all here. We're putting in vodka, yeah.
Dylan Michael, welcome to the club of the VivaFrei family. You'll enjoy it. It's margarita time, indeedy.